Good afternoon. How are you today? Well, the temperature where I am is about 100 degrees. It's 109 degrees when I got in my car today. So I'm doing a stand and talk a little bit about where we are. And one of the things that's disturbed me has been statements by the Trump team to the effect that this is their revolution and their revolution will be bloodless if we accept it. Well, that's a hell of a statement, isn't it? Especially when you have a person like Trump, who's described himself as a warrior, and he's going to do their bidding, and he's no longer saying anything about standby, and his language is often of a concrete, threatening, dangerous manner. So we have that. In the meantime, what do we have? We have Democrats who are faint of heart, in my opinion. Nietzsche had this thing about the pale thief. The pale thief is the one who has the knife in hand but doesn't have the courage to use it. And what I'm talking about is to defend, to protect and defend our Constitution, our way of life, our republic, and to be introducing elements in the race, imponderable end result. That is, who should be a substitute for Biden, and should it be Harris, the current vice president, and is everybody going to be okay with that? Now let's roll this back a little bit. What is our standard for even having this discussion? They don't know something we don't know. They're concerned about the speed of Trump's speech, of his gait, of his clarity of his thought, his cognition, and so forth. Well, in the interview that he had with ABC yesterday, he did just fine. So are senators doing this because there's some aspect of his program that they don't like? Well, the most important aspect of his program, which is just like what happened in the 2020 election, is to beat Trump. Can he do that? I believe he can. And why? Because if he stands there as a known, and Trump stands there as a known, the election isn't going to be about his age. The election is going to be about, can we risk Trump? That's what it's going to be. And when they're talking about things like their revolution in what is a traditional election that happens every 4 years, and we're talking about Trump, who defied by falsity the notion that there was a fair election the last time, claimed it was stolen, though no judge supported it, and tried to prevent the electors' vote from being counted on the Hill with riots and violence and invading the Capitol and stopping the proceedings so that it couldn't go forward. So that's where we stand. And we have to understand as well the notion of, well, as kids, we'd have a street fight. And of course, since we're all friends anyhow, somebody would think one got an advantage over the other. And so sooner or later, somebody would grab your arm and pull it back. And you might get hit a couple of times. But again, these were, skin. It was fast. And it was, minutes later or an hour or two later, you were playing stickball or something together. This is more important than that. This is about the leadership going and feeding stories to overthrow Trump. Will they succeed? I don't know. But look at it. Look at the angle of the story repeatedly has been not about the terrible things that Trump is doing or has done, but what they think Biden can't accomplish after he's accomplished so much for the country. So we have to look very carefully at our so-called leaders and tell them to get off it, to get back to the main object, which is to remove Trump from American political life. And we have to keep in mind that the thing that causes us the most trouble is to be divided ourselves, as Lincoln warned against, because a divided house cannot stand. And we have gone through all these primaries and all these public appearances, and I think Biden is just fine. And if we find he's not fine, we'll deal with it then. But to be wondering how many angels are on the head of a pin rather than getting down and fighting. Given the way our Congress is, these are some people to ask to make decisions quickly. You don't want to put them on your line to accomplish something on your plan, because it's clear that they have a timeless plan normally. So what is this about? Fear. We just don't have fear. We have to have resolution. We have to have courage. We have to act together. And so my remarks on this hot day is, let's make it hot for the Republicans instead of for Biden. That's what we have to do. That's who we are. And we have to get over it. Well, that's what I have to say. So tomorrow, if it cools off to an easy 90-something, I'll be out walking. All the best. Bye-bye.